allegedly, we're live. This means I can put the stream up on my phone. There we go, stream's up on my phone. Then I need to grab the link so I can post it in Discord. There we go. And just like that, we're done. Let's get straight into it, because we're in for the long haul. So 6 stages, 10 stages, 15 stages, 20 stages. Yeah, we're in it for a long one today. Starting in Sardinia. All right, this is the first stream I'm doing on the new tracking, because I didn't know that because I have an NVIDIA card, I can use NVIDIA broadcast tracking, which means that my model should track way cleaner and be way more forgiving on like head movements and such. In other words, I should be a bit more expressive. Okay, you know what? I'm not rolling that. We're just gonna pretend that one didn't happen. Okay, it's Indonesia, so it's an upgrade anyway. Normally I would just cope with it, but to happen an accident like that, like literally a kilometer into the first stage of the season, yeah, we're just not gonna bother. I also have to quickly reacquaint myself with Group A. They're having driven lots of different cars for the dailies. We'll just have to get used to things again. Whatever, we're in it for the long haul today, so it's just going to be about staying reasonably consistent over the stream. It's about all you can ask for. Trying not to be in it, quickly reacquainting myself with Group A. Just kind of rolling with it from there. Trying to get at least a little bit better. See if I can improve myself on these cars. But yeah, as I was saying before, everything kind of went to shit. Because I have an RTX card, I can use NVIDIA Broadcast now for auto tracking, which, as I understand how it works, it basically projects a 3D mold of your face where your camera is facing. So because of that, like I can move around a lot more because it's tracking off the face rather than really only having like the skeleton of my head to work with. Or, no, sorry, it's the opposite. Instead of tracking specifically off my face, it has, like, the entire, like, quote-unquote mold of my head to work around. So the tracking is a lot better. Which is a good thing. I used it for the Art of Rally video. And I think it worked well there, and it is just a sizable upgrade in general, so... And it doesn't seem like it's costing me any extra performance to do it this way, so... It's just a free upgrade, really. Probably shouldn't be looking down at the stream too much while I'm actively driving stages. somehow, and that's by focusing. At least, while it's quiet at the start of the stream anyway, I can afford to focus more on... I can afford to focus a lot more on actually driving. That could have gone very disastrously. In fact, it was kind of a mad correction in general. Down the way. I tagged the barrier there. Oops. But yeah, the Fujin is just a little bit longer of a car than I'm used to driving. Most of the cars I prefer are very short. This thing is kind of big. And there we go, across the line. That didn't feel too bad of a run. 370, not horrible. Kalabaka. Alright. What'd I do? Oh, only clean the car, okay. Only having to clean the car is a pretty good outcome. One that I can be happy with, anyway. Hopefully the 555 km and the Fusion goes away sooner than later so that I can switch to trying something else in Group A. Not that the Fusion is bad, it was my default pick anyway because I like the Imprezas. But it would just be nice to try other cars in the class, but the achievement brain says no. Sun rays are actually making... Okay, that was a pretty decent recovery. I'm kind of surprised I didn't get terminal damage there, given how hard I hit. I was playing with a lot of fire there, but I thought that would be destructible like some of the other buildings are on Indonesia. Like some of the smaller buildings on Indonesia, you can just run the car right through, and I thought those were the same. So I'm like, oh, you know, I'm playing a little close here, but you know, relatively speaking, I should just tear right through the building. But no, I just clang that shit. Whatever. The rest of the stage was okay, apart from that, you know, minor issue. Well, that's Indonesia done. My poor Subaru. Japan. Blech. No, I don't want to drive Japan. Not that Japan is like that, but you know. Whoa, I just felt the car bottom out hard on that. Have I not driven the stage? This looks almost completely new to me. I rarely got in Japan in my campaign, so it just hasn't come up a lot. compared to like Indonesia, Germany. Feels like I get a lot of Indonesia, Germany. I don't know if there's like specific weighting, but it feels like I get way more Indonesia, Germany. Hi, Des. It's because bad time to look down. Yeah, it was a YouTube move, really, is the short of it. Since I wanted to do more video content, it made more sense just to keep all of my content in one place. Both platforms have their advantages and disadvantages, but since I'm making YouTube content as well, like video content, it to me makes more sense just to have everything on YouTube. But hello, how have you been? God, I'm driving this really poorly. This track is super narrow too. Not really a good or bad thing, just an observation. But yes, I threw in the towel on Twitch just because, I don't know, makes more sense for me to stay on YouTube. Okay, I've definitely hurt this car pretty bad, because I'm having bad power loss. And I've still got a whole other stage to go before repairs, so hopefully I can just keep it clean. Not lose too much time. Good evening. Hi, Sable. Okay, I'm pretty happy with that for how brutal that stage was. I fucked that stage up bad. Oh boy, 11K stage in the rain in a damaged car. Oh fuck it, let's just roll with it. It's probably gonna be a pretty slow stage. I mean, luckily the car damage doesn't matter as much given that it's raining. I won't, obviously, I just won't have enough opportunities to put all the power down so that the less power is not going to matter as much, but still. How's it going? Yeah, it's going fine. It's been a pretty uneventful day today. The goal is to complete the rest of Group A today. Since the actual review video was out, I want to finish the game. And then I don't know if I'll continue streaming and working my way towards all the achievements, or if I'll start something new. I've actually been quite enjoying playing a racing game on the channel. I like playing racing games. So I might look into, playing some other racing games. Just to keep things interesting, just because they're a bit more fun for me personally to play, compared to something like Planetside or War Thunder. You know, as much as I begrudgingly tolerate the two of those, playing Art of Rally on stream has been really refreshing. So I might look for some other racing games that I could play. How is Sable? Oh yeah, if I'm not even getting to the end of 4th there, I am down massively on power. I mean, I've been playing War Thunder from time to time, but I've been playing it so much over the last couple months. Like, I've been playing the game kind of regularly in my cycle for almost a year now, because I got the T-3485 victory, the Victory Day T-3485. I got the T-86 GMC, I got the EFV, I just got the F-16, I got the Shisaka. I did a good I did the Barham. I did a good chunk of the events throughout the past year. And I did the battle passes with them as well. Which were for the... One was for the Chinese recoilless rifle light tank, and... there's another one in there that I'm forgetting. Oh, for the T-44 FM, I did that battle pass. And I think there might be another one in there too, that I did. I'm most of the way through the current battle pass, but I'm not going to... Oh, I got the MiG-25 PD as well. I'm not going to pay for this battle pass, because I don't have any use. Holy shit, I utterly obliterated the radiator. No wonder I was down on power. I don't have any interest in the French light tank, so I'm not going to buy the battle pass. I'm at like tier 46, I think, right now. So realistically what I'll do is I'll just unlock the free Swedish Mosquito and the camo for it, and then call the rest of the battle pass quits. I do not enjoy Japan. I did have a pretty fun section of War Thunder where I was playing mostly Sim Air with a friend. We were running like dual Japanese 6-0 fighters, and that was a lot of fun. But he's been busy and hasn't felt like playing the game, so it's just been me playing solo to do like battle pass challenges every couple weeks. Other than that, been playing Minecraft again. Yeah, Minecraft, Art of Rally, some more Thunder here and there is kind of the main games I've been playing right now. I can't really read Sable's message, unfortunately. Sable's message is too long for me to quickly read while I'm just driving the stage. Part doesn't have enough turn-in. I don't dislike it, but it just doesn't have enough turn-in. It's not under-scary, but it just takes a while to get turning, and that's kind of messing me up. There we go. Cross the line. Gotta get up early in a weekend to oven make some chicken. Sad. Is the music too loud? What do you should I turn down the music? I just didn't have time to look down because it was a pretty tight stage. So, I mean, the boys were in a quad squad and trying to get a naval battle. I only play Naval Arcade actually because, in my humble opinion, Naval Realistic and Naval Arcade play almost the same except for the lead changes. So if I'm gonna have to mindlessly play arcade, mindlessly play naval, which I don't mind doing from time to time, it can be enjoyable. I'd rather just play. Arcade. It's easier to farm that way. That's Uber Speed Van unlock. Camo for the Delta. That's actually pretty nice. I like that. Well, Naval Realistic now gives you the lead indicators anyway, but, like, the aiming system I find can be a bit fucky and realistic, so I just play arcade and just click on the enemy ship, haha. Alright, 1994. I'm trying to think of what car I'll switch to. I'll probably use the Kingpin. Once I get the Fusion achievement, that or the Grillona. Norway. Sable, is the music too loud? Because I can adjust it. It's pretty easy to do. If the music's too loud, I can adjust it. Or if there's anything else in the audio balance. It's pretty easy to do. Was very loud. I'll lock it down by 0.2 then. Although I'm surprised it would be the music that would be loud, specifically not like the car. The Impreza is very throaty, so... I like Norway. Norway has fun stages. Kind of weird doing a full tarmac rally in Norway, though. Not that I'm particularly complaining, it's just kind of odd. Awesome. Fuck that up big time. Drop third. One thing I really gotta get better at that would probably improve my times a lot is correct gear management. There's a lot of times I'm holding a higher gear than I really should be. 136, not a bad time. There's a lot of times where I'm holding a higher gear than I really should be. And that's just taking time off. Snow stage at night. This is the Norway I came to see. It's funny, I think I understeer more corners than I oversteer. With the amount of times I'm just too hard on the brakes and I'm clipping a barrier. It feels like it happens a lot more than me just awkwardly flinging myself off the track. It's funny, if I had more money, I would actually go to a track day tomorrow, but I do not have the money to afford the cost. There's a track about 2 hours south of me that has open lapping tomorrow. But I just can't quite afford the fee, so... If I can find the money, I'll probably go in, like, April. Yeah, no way. The snow is fun to drive in this game. Norway in general is fun. That was not actually that good of a run. Well, I guess I fucking clobbered the hay bale, never mind. I was gonna say that wasn't that good of a run, but if you take that hay bale clobbering out of it, it's probably a bit better. There's a particular Norway stage I really like that has you... It's a long stage, but it has you out driving on, like, the ice lake. It's a lot of fun. Mostly because the entire ice lake section is high speed. But it's got, you know, relatively well thought out corners. So it's a lot of fun to just throw the car around. I wonder if there's a cut there. Like, I wonder how mean the auto reset is. Like, if you could just floor it through that, or if there's an auto reset there that deletes you. Ugh. The main problem with the Group A cars is how much power and grip they have. I catch myself oversteering too much and just the car just snapping back and forth. And the snow, I'm sure, is not helping. It's only a small ding. Probably didn't damage the car. If it did, it was probably very light. There we go. Make sure to watch out for the invasive German trees. I'm not too worried about the trees in Norway. Norway is a stage I don't crash that much on, so I should be okay. I would say the rallies I crash the most on are Finland is probably the big one. Australia can be tough just because of how much speed you carry through most of it. In Japan, because of how narrow it is. But I would say Finland is my worst rally by far. Which isn't a bad thing. It's good that there's a properly challenging rally in there, but I'm definitely the worst on Finland compared to the others. Just because Finland tends to be a lot of low speed. Speaking of crashing. Oh god. To be fair, that was my fault. I just overdrove the car. You know what I could be after I finish this game? I could become a Fortnite streamer. Actually, I did not damage the car that badly for the sheer amount of fuckery that went on that stage. Because of the sun and how light the actual race surface is, like, I can hardly see the actual path. Fortnite, yeah, I could become a Fortnite streamer after I finish this game. Would you want me to become a Fortnite streamer? Roll, Fortnite. Oh, barely kept it out of the trees there. See what I mean? That's a case of gear management, or if I'd had the car in second, I could have gotten more power off that quicker. It's probably the biggest thing holding me back right now, besides just shitty driving in general. Whatever, I crossed the line before it happened. You stream Fortnite, maybe Epic will stop playing off people. True, I'm sure I, a random twink VTuber, would be the difference. Alright, to Sardinia. Been a while since I've been in Italy. Spaghetti. I love pasta. I'm trying to think what other games I could stream. Besides, like, War Thunder. I don't know, maybe I'll go through my Steam library and see what other racing games might be good. Or I just go fully off the rails and become like a Fortnite or GTA Online streamer. I got super lucky I did not just eat that telephone pole. Well, the Italy city blocks are kind of rough. See what I mean? Sometimes I just clip things too early. I turn in too early. I think I don't expect the car to handle that nicely at low speed, and I just fucking drive right into the thing. shit. My favorite VTuber, I would rather die than become a VTuber. Also, that was only stage 1, so it was a pretty messy. It was a pretty messy stage 1. So I'm still gonna have to run this one before I can get a repair. So hopefully I didn't beat the car up too much. I can't wait to make a peanut model. Become the Twink Peanut. The most obvious industry plant VTuber there ever was. Should I just fucking send it? You know, I'm just gonna send it. That actually worked out pretty well. I'll do it again. That did not work out nearly as well. Oh yeah, I hurt the car pretty bad. I mean, no suspension damage. I mean, I tested Fate a lot more than 2 times there. Oh my god. Okay, now I have suspension damage. I think my favorite class might actually be Group B. Like, Group A is fast, yeah, but I'm just not very good at them. And I find Group S, I haven't found a car in Group S that I actually like the driving feel of yet. See how awful of a time that was. Holy shit, I was still #1 for the stage. It's crazy. Terrible leaderboard position, though. Alright. Oh, I can actually repair the entire car. That's lucky. Genshin Impact should do, oh, I can't read because the stupid heart is in the way on my phone. For some reason, YouTube needs to point out that I would like, that I could donate to my own stream. Collab with Need for Speed would be kind of funny. Anonymous, this game is fun. Unfortunately, I'm not very good at it. I've been overdriving the car all stream. I just need to get back into the flow of things and really get a feel for Group A. No, game's fun. I'm just not good. I'm just overdriving the car, so. It's just Group A is weird because I'm pushing the car too hard in some sections, and I'm not pushing the car nearly hard enough in others. Like, I'm just not doing a good job of finding the balance. This is a soccer field. Imagine some kids just playing soccer in a rally car comes by and fucking obliterates the ball. Look like I'm doing good. I mean, the stage has been pretty clean so far. But you, if you missed the earlier, if you've been missing the earlier stages, the others will tell you it's not been all sunshine. But this stage has been pretty good, yes. It's just, I'm struggling to find the balance on this car. Maybe literally with the way I two-wheeled it there. Oops. As I was saying, I got greedy and tried to just chuck the thing. I got really greedy. I thought I might be able to just get away with keeping the throttle pinned. And I just didn't quite have enough grip to pull it all the way through. But I really tried. Hopefully I didn't beat the car up too bad. But it seems like kind of the midsection of the car is where it takes the most damage in collisions. And that was pretty much right on the midsection. Night Call, SMH. You've been out Ryan Gosling. Again, I'm just overdriving the car. I'm still trying to get a feel of its limits, and so far that's been easier said than done. I mean, yeah. That's on me for looking at chat and just not paying enough attention. The 22B is a hell of a car. I don't know how much you're familiar with Art of Rally, but the Group A and the Group S car, well, yeah, both the Group S and Group A cars are made quicker than they were historically for gameplay reasons. Just to make them, you know, the true final test. I beat the radiator up in this thing bad. I'm down massively on power. Yeah, I've lost a lot of power from repeated collisions. Whatever. As long as I make it through the stage, should be okay. There's end. Well, I gotta repair next up, so. See, how bad is it? It's cooked. I actually can't fix everything. Okay, what am I most willing? What do I want to repair the most? I'll do the engine. It's a short stage, so... Clean car is kind of a whatever. Gearbox is probably fine. Yeah, we'll leave one off the radiator and the gearbox. It's a shame because the stages were pretty clean until I just bombed both of them. Fortunately, Sable, the engine is how the car is fast. Bad certainty is kicking my ass. The car just doesn't have as much grip as I feel like it as I keep expecting out of it. Especially in a slide. Like it's grippy in a straight line, but in a slide it just feels super loose. Which is fine, it just doesn't fit my driving style that well. Well, with that, we're through 94. I have to run this damn thing until I get the achievement in it, so... Oh, something good? Ah, Cosworth. And a livery. A livery for Das Uber Speedman, okay. Oh, and a livery for the Evo 6. That's kind of fun. I like that. Kind of a fun livery. Alright, 95. 2 more years to go. You know what? Maybe I'll drive better if it's in the classic. Alright, Australia. Let's put it on. Oh my god. What do you fuck off Windows device setup? Nobody gives a shit. Fuck off Microsoft. Stop trying to rape my PC. Okay, I'm really starting to dislike the 22B. It's just, it feels like it has no, this is gonna sound weird, but it feels like it has no horizontal grip whatsoever. Like, it grips up super nicely in a straight line. And it's fast in a straight line, don't get me wrong. But if I just have to kind of ride it through a corner, it just slides. That jump almost just bit me really bad. And yes, it is a skill issue. Before you say it. I know it's a skill issue. Okay, fuck off, Windows. I don't want to set up my damn computer. I've had this computer for like fucking... I've had this computer for literally over 2.5 years. I don't need to finish setting up my device. It's like half the time I start my computer after it's been turned off. It's like, oh, do you want to sync up your files to OneDrive? No, I don't. Fuck off. You gotta sign in your Microsoft account. Do you want to create a passkey? No, I don't. It doesn't feel like I hurt the car very bad, if at all. Oh, the other problem with the Impreza, while I'm on the habit of complaining, it has a weird tendency to bicycle up on 2 wheels. I mean, you've seen me do it. I've just rolled the car in a couple corners. I don't know if it's because of how its suspension is set up or what, but none of the other cars I've driven in this game have behaved like that. Oh my god, I got on the brakes just for a second and just locked the wheels around. So annoying. It's okay, we didn't lose that much time. It was a little messy, but not actually that much time lost. Would I like fries to that? No, I don't like fries. Fries are not good for my stomach. I don't like fries and they don't like me either, so it's kind of a mutually beneficial relationship. Okay, that was, apart from the one, like, minor cock-up, that was a pretty clean stage. Okay, just engine and radiator damage. It's pretty small, all things considered. I gotta say, one small complaint I have about Australia are the trees. Like the stage is very unique, both aesthetically and like in terms of how the stages are designed. But the trees feel like they block the stage a fair bit. I don't know if it was an intentional decision to be like that. But, like, Australia is definitely the hardest rally to actually see on. Most of the time it's not too bad, but there are a couple corners where, you know, a tree is just in a really inopportune position. I think my problem with the Fusion is that it's a car that relies on, like, in a high-speed stage, or where you can keep the car pinned, it does feel very good, but I really struggle with it on the low-speed end. Like, in the lower end of things, it feels really challenging to keep together. I wonder if the other Group A cars are like this as well, or if they're a little more different. Oh, I'll be fine. Just a little tired. I always yawn on stream, it's just kind of a fact of life, because I think it's just because I burn more energy, having to, actually commentate and, be a streamer. Ooh, I almost cut the tree there, that would have been good. Cook that one a little bit. Oh, that could be bad. Pretty happy with how that stayed alive. Oh. I thought I could run that. I thought I'd have enough grip to take that and the answer was not quite. Just kidding. We're through the stage. It sucks, but yeah, that knocked me down a fair bit at this stage. Luckily, there's a repair right here, but I one-shot the radiator. Whoops. Oh, I won't be able to clean the car or whatever. Yeah, I just should have one-shot the radiator. I'd crash. Whatever, not cleaning the car is pretty minuscule as far as stats go, as far as I'm aware. Like, I don't know how much the clean the car to reduce drag actually, like, affects car handling or car performance, so. Like, I can directly translate, engine, radiator, transmission damage to how the car feels, but I honestly could not tell you how dirtying the car affects. I mean, obviously it must make it a little bit slower, but It's never something I've like actively, you know, paid attention to. Oh, clean stage so far at least. I'll just fucking gun it, why not? Okay, that could have gone very bad, but that worked out. Well, that did go kind of bad. Whatever, it's just one stage. I think I have a lot of time, so if I fuck up the stage pretty bad, I should be okay. Yeah, I'm just not enjoying this car that much. As I said, it's fine if you're like keeping it pinned and in high speed, but as soon as it gets into low speed sections, it's really uncomfortable to drive. That's the line. Yeah. There we go. Rally Australia. Indonesia. Alright. Oh my god. Not off to a good start. Or I was just saying this car really struggles with like sideways grip. The rain is certainly not helping that at all. Whatever, it was like the very first corner on the very first rally of this set. It's okay. The very first corner of the stage of this rally. There's plenty of time to make it up. Yeah, the rain is just brutal in this car. It turns a car that already feels like it has fairly poor grip into one that has even less. Whatever, we're through the stage. It actually still came first on that stage. By 5 seconds. So, I've made it up. It's okay, we made it back. Twitch notified you that Overwatch drops? can't believe you're gonna leave me just to get Overwatch drops. I understand. I understand that I'm getting left for Overwatch. Oops, 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 oops. Okay, we pulled it back. I know, whenever I think of Overwatch, I just think of that one D.Va clip with Roadhog's hook. Ah, shit. God, I am not good in these Group A cars, man. Everything below, like, Group S and below, like, everything not Group A, I feel pretty alright in, but... the Group A cars specifically, I'm just not good in. Overwatch, like, High Guard. I can't wait to jump on High Guard with the homies. I can't wait for Overwatch 2 to come out featuring a Battle Royale mode just for it to underperform, fail dramatically, and get changed back to Overwatch a year after release. There we go. Well, a couple of hiccups, but... alright. Oh, I didn't even do any damage to the car. Gotta count for something. I enjoyed Overwatch when it came out in 2016 and I was 12 years old. I stopped enjoying Overwatch in late 2016 when I was still 12 years old. And I have not meaningfully enjoyed Overwatch since, no matter how many times I've tried it. I tried it a couple years in. I tried it when Overwatch 2 came out. I tried it a little bit later from that. And I've still not enjoyed it. So, based on my experience, I conclude Overwatch is attractive to 12-year-olds. Which makes sense when you consider how much Booner content is in that game. How, like, laughably PG everything is. Oh, come on! That should not have been a reset. I was recovering my car perfectly fine. I would argue that there should be no reset barriers in games like these. And just use, like, hay bale and shit to block where shortcuts could be. Or, like, if there's gonna be reset barriers, make them, like, so out of the way that, like, unless you're trying to do, like, the biggest cut known to mankind, you won't hit them. It's like, that was recoverable. I would rather lose more time recovering my car and having to drive it out of the shit myself than getting a reset. across the line. Oh wow, I didn't. Oh no, actually no. Wait, I don't know why I'm saying I didn't. Yeah, because if I didn't have the moment there, I would have been top of the board. Ooh, night stage. Aww. Okay, whatever. It was a good recovery. That wasn't. Oops. Name a more iconic duo, me and overdriving Group A cars. Specifically the Fujin. The other Group A cars, like the Kazi and the Lancer, I've not overdriven nearly as bad as this car. Granted, I've had more time in this car, but still, I feel like this is my worst performing Group A car. And yet I have to use it for the achievement. Oh my god, I just clipped the veil. Whatever, pull it out. Because of the achievement to drive 555 kilometers in this specific car, no other car has an achievement for distance in this entire game, by the way. I can't use anything else. I don't think so. I don't think resetting ever gives the car damage. Yeah, because I barely beat the car up at all. So I think, technically speaking, it is smarter to just reset as soon as you're about to take damage. But I only manually reset the car if I have to. And if the game automatically resets me, obviously there's nothing I can do about it. Like, when I got flung there, that was the game resetting me. Uh-oh. There was a bit more of a jump there than I was expecting. Man, this has not been a good rally for me so far. Pretty much all of my Indonesia stages have been meth in some way or another. I don't know if I'm just yapping too much, or if this car, I'm just bad with this car, but pretty much all of the Indonesia stages so far have been rough. Actually, pretty much all of the Group A today has been rough. I don't know if I'm just not in it today, or if I just suck more than usual. Damage the radiator. Whatever, we'll be out of Indonesia soon. Indonesia's not the problem, it's me and the car. I like Indonesia. Some shitty stages won't change that. Okay, I still pulled off the win in the rally overall. It wasn't my best driving, but... And Germany is the last one for 95. Okay. Alright, I'm leading the championship, so let's just run this clean. Don't have to do anything stupid. Speak of the devil. Whatever, it kind of preemptively slowed me down for the corner. That's the story I'll go with. Okay, there we go. Apart from the goof at the start, that was a mostly clean stage. Long night stage in Germany. Was gonna have to lock in at least a little bit for it. Well, back to it. Luckily, I shouldn't have to lock in as hard for these. I'm gonna blame that on the weird bounce the car took. I don't feel like that was my fault. Like, I genuinely don't think that was my fault. The car hit really weird coming in. So the reason they have IFVs and other military vehicles is because the real-life German rally is located on an abandoned military base. You can look it up. The Rally Deutschland actually takes place in an abandoned military ground. Oh, I didn't see that. Those little German blocks. And accordingly, because this is an abandoned military ground, those blocks you see at the sides of the roads, those are just stop armored vehicles. And they bite you. Actually, pretty low damage for the shit that went on that stage. I could have probably pinned that flat out the whole way through. Okay, dude, I don't know what it is, but I do not like this car. I have some good stages in it, and then I have some really bad stages in it. But it feels like I'm having way more bad than good. And while I'm overdriving the car, I can't help but feel like the car is just letting me down. It is absolutely partially skill issue. In fact, it's almost mostly skill issue. But this car just does not feel good to drive. I hope I'm close to the 555k achievement so I can drop it. I really don't want to run the very last Group A rally in it. But I might have to. I can't believe Sable left me for Overwatch. Don't say that, say what? What if I leave chat for Overwatch? Wouldn't that be the real big troll? All this time spent saying I hate it just for me to end stream and go play Overwatch. I couldn't bring myself to. I would need like a major donation for me to even consider doing that. That's something I would only do for money. I wouldn't rather die than play Overwatch, but I would need a big monetary incentive to do so. I would also not play Marvel Rivals because I don't have any interest in Marvel as an IP. Nothing about Marvel Rivals like pulls me in. If I wanted to play a mediocre hero shooter, I would play Overwatch. If I wanted to play an actually good shooter, I would just play Counter-Strike. No, you don't understand. It's Overwatch with even more goonable women designs. And an even more incessant fan base. It's kind of like what Valorant is to Counter-Strike, you know? Alright, last stage of 1995. Oh, no repairs, whoops. Oh, I actually beat the car pretty bad. Oopsies. You don't like shooters? Have I got a game for you? It's called Minecraft. You don't like shooters? Have I got a game for you? It's called Dark Souls 3. Dark Souls 2 is also like a bipolar game I see on the internet, because I see some people like praise it, and I see some people shit on it massively. From what I understand, Dark Souls 3 is like the peak of the Dark Souls, and Dark Souls 1 has a lot of really good ideas for a first game. But I always see people be like really hit or miss on 2. Oh, there's a chicane right there. I just don't have any interest in Soulslikes. The only Soulslike I played was Code Vein, and I enjoyed Code Vein, but I played it because it was anime, not because it was a Soulslike. And with Code Vein 2 approaching more into the Elden Ring-esque kind of territory, I don't have any interest in it. I was hoping Code Vein was going to be more like the first one, and also not, or Code Vein 2 was going to be more like the first one, and not just reboot the series immediately after the first game, because I liked the first game, and I liked the characters and story of the first game, and that they basically just threw all that away. I have no interest in Code Vein 2. Your nose bleeds when you play stressful games? I have a game for you. It's called Geometry Dash. Very relaxing. It's just a music game. Also, I damaged the car somewhere. I don't know if it was when I clipped the hay bale on the chicane or where, but... Are they even gonna turn here, or are these guys just standing? They're just standing. I can respect it, honestly. Hello again, Bill K, or Bilk. How are you? There we go, 1995 is done. This leaves just one more year, then we're done. The campaign is over. And then it's just a question if I want to chase 100% achievements or not. Is it Miku time? What do you mean is it Miku time? Good, I'm okay, I'm just hating on this car. Hey, there's the original. Livery for the Cozzy 90. It's actually a cool livery. I like that. And a livery for the log transporter. Oh, it just says military camo. Okay. Alright. 96. The last year. Okay, I've been, like, firmly hating on the Fujin. Okay, Des, have fun. Thanks for hanging. Good to see you again. Like, I am not enjoying the Fujin at all, but I'll get the achievement for the 555k in it. There's a couple silly inclusions. Let me pull up a time attack. Group B has Das Uber Speed Van, which is exactly what it sounds like. In fact, there's also in the vans categories, there's Das Speed Van, Das High Speed Van, Das Cube Van, and Fun Selectors Van. There's the Tri-Wheeler. There's the Dakar truck. And there's the log transporter. Fuck it, I guess I'm just gonna cope and run the Fujin. Alright, 4 rallies, 5 stages each. Starting with Sardinia. The game has a lot of cars in it. Well, it helps that they don't have to be officially licensed, and that it's a, you know, it's a low poly art style. So it's not like they have to spend that much time on modeling them, relatively speaking. Alright, I don't know if 96 is going to be, like, harder than the other years. I mean, the AI is scaled on leaderboard times, but, like, I wonder if 96, since it's the final season, is, like, scaled harder than the others, so. I really wanted to use a different car for this, but I want to get the achievement for this car out of the way, because I just don't want to have to drive it again. And unfortunately, as much as I dislike it, having driven through 5 years with it, 91, 92, 93, 94, 95, or sorry, 92, 93, 94, 95, may as well just finish it off. Gotten used to it, and it's bullshit. So, Bill, did you ever find out the, okay, that could've gone badly. Did you ever find out some art to watch? You ever find the art you were looking for? I heard the car bad. You can see all the smoke coming out of the engine. Yeah, we're gonna be down on power for the next stage. Well, and the rest of the stage, obviously. I mean, the funny editions are cool. I'm not gonna say it. They're not funny. They're not amusing. They're fun to have, but like, I would never use them. They basically only exist as meme time trial cars and to fill out the years where there isn't a normal rally car unlockable. Since you unlock a car after every single year, and there's, what, 30 years? 30 playable years? You have to get a car after every single year, and so the fun cars fill in gaps. But you can't use them outside of time trials. So. I have an idea on how to stop looking. Elaborate. Alright. Okay, I don't think they're scaled stronger for 96. Just gotta make it through 4 rallies and drive kind of the same way I've been driving. We should be okay. Well, with less crashing, hopefully, but you know. Oh, I couldn't see the corner. I thought that ended a little earlier. I could just take a bit of a greedy cut. Alas, was not the case. Oh my god. Track might look safe, but I'll still find a way to crash on it. It's also worth noting the original rallies that shipped with the game are more open. And then people found some kind of unintended cuts, so the devs kind of cleaned up the stages a little bit for Kenya, Indonesia, and Australia. Like if you look at the way the Australian and Indonesian especially stages are designed, you'll see that they're a lot tighter. There's a lot more either barriers or just areas that you really shouldn't put your car to kind of discourage cutting or attempting to cut. So that makes those rallies, you know, more that makes the leaderboards on those tracks more faithful to the intended route. Not that I think the cuts are anything too major on the old ones, but there are cuts. Whereas on the newer tracks, you know, they're so much tighter that you have to stay on the designated lane. But that also means that because they're so much tighter, they're a lot less forgiving, which is both good and bad. I think it's a good thing. It makes the stages feel a little unique compared to how open Italy is. But Italy is also the most open rally of the set, keep in mind. I did not see the tarp there. I was gonna do a cut. Whoops. You want people to find your YouTube channel, right? People want to be found, so yeah, fair enough. Ooh. I beat the shit out of the car. Okay, I might try and take these next 2 stages a little easier, just so I can come out with 4 repairs for the final stage. Transmission damages are something I usually stress about, personally. A little bit longer shift times, I honestly don't notice that much. Like, having a slightly longer shift time it's not as big a deal than being down on power. Well, it's like when you're competing on a leaderboard, you know, you want to maximize every little bit. And people slowly found that there were cuts that were quicker. Like, your car is slowed down when you're not on the designated, like, road. But people found cuts that weren't, like, really intended. So, I haven't bothered to learn them because I'm not that interested in chasing at the top of the board, and I think it's more fun just to drive the actual stage. Just wait, chat. Once I get 1,000 subs and have enough watch hours, I'll become fully revenued and I can start bringing the big bucks on YouTube. You know me, famously greedy for money. Famously popular, too. Okay, well that stage was pretty clean. It'd be nice if we could go to the last one with full repairs. Jammer of a tune, by the way. I don't know how loud it is on the screen, but... I was agreed, yeah, where both my channel membership tiers are literally a 99-cent monthly and a $4.99 monthly, both of which are just named donation and don't give you any benefits. No membership, unique content, no nothing. Fuck it, I'm gonna pin it. Oh, that worked. You know what? I'll go for 2 in a row. Okay, I didn't have that much speed over that one, so that's okay. Do I go for 3? Yeah, I go for 3. Okay, that was a little cooked, but we saved it. Yeah, me, famously greedy. I think my monthly YouTube revenue is estimated to be like 40 cents or something. I'm actually due for a payout, funnily enough, because when Martin and Leah did their memberships the other day, it actually pushed me over the $100 threshold. So it'll be my first payout in the, I think, like 2.5 years I've been in the minor partner program. Because if you're unaware, YouTube, I really need to be paying more attention. Track! The YouTube revenue program is in 2 sets. So once you hit 500 subs and have, I think, like 2,000 public watch hours in the last 30 days, you can start using super chats and memberships, and then once you pass 1,000 subs and have 4,000 public watch hours in the last 30 days, then you can do like ads and all the normal method. Wow, I just fucking beat the shit out of the car. I don't even know what I'm saying. I mean, it's better. The car is marginally ever so slightly better, but for how clean Sardinia is and how safe it is, I'm actually fucking up my car on it quite a bit. Like, both in the last year and this year. I've been driving really badly on Sardinia. I think because of how open it is, it's putting me into a false sense of security where I feel like I can push and I can use some of the extra space. And then because of that, I either over-push the car or I collide with something. And the rain's not going to help either, by the way. So after the stage, we'll have 3 more rallies in 96. Honestly, I'm hoping for Kenya. I'd like to get Kenya because it's been a while since I've gotten Kenya. Yeah, Kenya would be the only one that I'm really missing. Finland would be nice because I haven't done Finland this stream. But I think Kenya and Finland are the only 2 I haven't actually done this stream, so... It'd be nice to get each of them. I watched the Jan like seeing Genshin simping videos. I don't know. They're kind of funny. They're not like well made at all, but they're literally just me rambling through a tier list and putting everybody where I think they're basically whoever I think is the most attractive at the top. There's some interesting opinion changes between the first and second one, but other than that, they're just joke videos what they are. Hey, there's Finland. Finland is one of my worst rallies, so... Let's try not to cry. Oh, there's a rock right there. I got real lucky. I don't know, the Genshin videos were pretty much done as joke videos, but there is some interesting opinion changes between the 2 of them if you're really curious. Or you can also just ask me my opinion on a given character, and I'll just, you know, tell you what I think. It's kind of a bad landing. Typical Finland, but still. Uh-oh. Okay, hold it out. When will Diluc be meta? Diluc hasn't been meta since, like... 1.6? He's still technically the best 5-star Pyro Claymore in the game because because Dia is so shit. Although, I don't know if he gets outpulled by Gaming, who's a 4-star. But he is technically still the best 5-star Pyro Claymore. I don't think he got buffs either with the new Hex and Zergle system. I don't remember though. If he got buffed, he might be a little bit better. If you want a real character, like a genuine 5-star character that's been lost to time, Eula. Eula has genuinely not been relevant for a very long time. I mean, even when she came out, she was kind of a meme character. Not a meme character per se, but like, Eula does one thing. And because she's a physical damage dealer, like, she's not good as the game has become so reaction-based, which is not a bad thing. but, like, physical characters are just bad. No matter kind of what you do because of the way the game is designed. Eula teams basically have to be entirely built around getting Eula big numbers, so you don't have good sub-DPS, generally speaking, on our teams. And because of how clunky Eula is to use, sometimes, like, it just doesn't work out. Like, I like Eula, I think she's a lot of fun to play, and the damage per screenshot is really fun to look at. But she is, like, genuinely not good. She's just funny. And hot. Really hot. Which is the main reason why you would play Eula. Aloy? Aloy is, like, genuinely might be the worst character. Actually, that's a lie. Aloy might still technically be better than Eula, but Aloy is bad. Fun fact, she was exclusive to PlayStation for the first month in 2.3, I think, and then they gave everyone her in 2.4. But she hasn't been made available again since. She also doesn't have constellations. I guess when she came out, she was technically a like an okay cryo battery, but she's also junk. You're not missing anything by not having her, besides collector reasons. She is genuinely trash. I think the fact that Hoyle still does birthday letters for her every year is pretty amazing, though. Nobody left behind, I guess. I tabbed the brakes there. I could have gone flat, but I was not comfortable. It's funny, Aloy also probably killed any chance we had of getting future collab characters. Not that I think Genshin should get collab characters, but I think it's funny that we did get one, and she was so bad that it realistically killed any chance of us getting another. Although I would also bet you it's... Okay, that was terrible. I would also bet you it's possible that Aloy was mandated by Sony to have the game be exclusive. I think it's possible. Because remember, Xbox didn't get Genshin until 5.0. So, Sony obviously had a 5-year exclusivity, and I wonder if Aloy was part of that. I hate that corner so much. Corner's completely ruined my day many times. Oh, the other funny thing about tier list videos, and this is tier list videos for me in general, but you'll notice that I always put the entire tier list as a thumbnail, because I don't believe in clickbait, which is obviously not helping my YouTube game, but that's not the point. Like, you can see the entire tier list in the thumbnail. You do not need to watch the video to see the tier list. And the main reason I do that is because, like I said, I don't believe in clickbait, but, like, realistically, if people are just looking for the tier list itself, they'll just skip to the end of the video anyway. Whereas if they're actually interested in hearing your opinions, they'll watch the video. And that kind of brain method of mine has kind of been fine, because like all the Planetside tier lists have done very, very well, despite again having literally everything in the thumbnail. But people, I guess, want to hear why I put given things where, so they watch the video. Yeah, but is it really, like, is a character worth having if you're never going to use them? There are several characters I have that I kind of regret pulling because I just don't use them at all. Venti is the big one, who I wouldn't pull for again because I just don't play him. I was new to the game at the time, so like I know why I pulled him, but I shouldn't have pulled him because I didn't use him in any teams. I just wanted a 5-star banner character. Right when Sumero came out, I was brand new to the game, so I pulled on Venti. Yoimiya was actually a far better kind of initial banner 5-star for me. I shouldn't have pulled on the Shogun either, because I just don't play Raiden at all. Wanderer obviously is my main, so he's a fine pull. Chiori was definitely worth the pulling. Alhaitham I think I got accidentally. I'd have to look through my 5-stars. Planetside your main game? Sure used to be. It's a game that I have fucking like 2,800 hours in. It's a super unique game. I mean, I've been playing it since 2016. But it's just slowly gone further down and down the shitter. Due to dev mismanagement, bad updates. The player base being cretins. There's a lot of reasons as to why I don't really play Planetside anymore. Well, that was weird. Kind of a random lag spike. Odd. Planetside is a very unique game, and I think it's a shame what's happened to it over the years, but the developers have continually mismanaged it and made bad decisions, and the player base is not helping itself at all. Because the problem with a game like that is there's no matchmaking or anything, so... You know, it's kind of up to the player base to make the game fun to play in a lot of ways, and unfortunately, as the player base is dwindled down, a lot of the remaining players play the game like fucking cretins, and it makes the game extremely unfun to play. Probably 60% of the time. Like, if, like, in off hours, people will just go around and kill fights because, oh, I'm killing the boss, I'm winning the map, guys, I need to win the map. And then they just kill the one fight that's on the map in off hours, and suddenly there's literally no reason to play the game. In prime time, it's not as bad, but you still get, like, groups of shitters who do nothing but pull, like, anti-infantry tanks or anti-infantry air. And it's just extremely unfun to play against. Also, as to me saying, or as to you saying, I can't say that as to why I regret pulling Venti. I mean, I just don't use him. He's a cool character, don't get me wrong, but I don't use him. I shouldn't have pulled him, I should have saved my primos. I also don't play any teams where he's good in, so... I don't really have a reason to build him. I mean, obviously he's better now with the buffs, but... Well, there's the 500k with one vehicle, but I still need to get the 555k with the Fujin. Oh, repairs. Last stage for Finland. But there's a couple other characters that I shouldn't have pulled. Like, realistically, I shouldn't have pulled, I probably shouldn't have pulled Raiden Shogun. I shouldn't have pulled Nahida. Basically just 5-stars that I don't play. Realistically, the best 5-stars that I pulled were Arlecchino and Zhongli. Arlecchino because she shits on everything without having to think. Although even nowadays, like, other characters are still by her in meta because Lamau power grid Genshin Impact. And Zhongli just makes the game still easy to play because you just use a shield and you just don't have to dodge ever. It's like only the new content that you genuinely occasionally have to worry about is shield being destroyed. But as long as your Zhongli is like full HP tard build, like you literally just build Zhongli in a full HP retard and the shield will not ever fall in like 90, probably 95% of content. The only place where it might start to struggle is in, like, Stygian Onslaught or Abyss or Theater. And I don't play any of those modes because I don't find them fun, so. My favorite characters that I've pulled are obviously Wanderer, but I really like Shiori as well. There was a weird jump there because I just totally lifted. I wasn't expecting there to be a jump there and I kind of looked away because of it. There you go, cross line. Plan Site 3 will never happen. Plan Site Arena was just a dumb attempt by Daybreak to cash in on the Battle Royale trend. They got lucky with H1Z1 being one of the first. Indonesia. Yeah, I'll take Indonesia. They got lucky with H1Z1 being one of the first. But H1Z1 fell apart pretty quick once more Battle Royales came in. And I think Daybreak wanted to try and recapture that with Plan Site Arena. And then, like, 3 months before Plan Site Arena was supposed to go into, like, was it closed beta or open beta? I don't remember. Point is, like, 3 months before Plan Site Arena was supposed to go into beta, this funny game called Apex Legends got shadow dropped. I don't think Plan Site Arena would have been popular even without Apex Legends being in the mix, but that was, like, really just the hammer that, like, really killed it. I played Arena. In fact, I played in some of the I played in the last ever matches for it. I think because we were playing the squad mode. I mean, there were some interesting ideas there for a Battle Royale, but it just wasn't worth it at all. If memory serves, I was actually on one of the squads that won, or I was on the squad that won the very last Battle Royale match. It wasn't a good game. There were some interesting ideas, and they tried to pivot it into more of a standard arena shooter, like a 5v5, 6v6 kind of arena shooter, once it became clear that the Battle Royale was hopeless, but it was never going to succeed. It didn't have the money behind it as more major Battle Royales do. And people don't play Plan Site to play Battle Royale. It was just a whole lot of money and time that should have just gone into Plan Site. But then again, if it had gone into Plan Site, it probably would have been mismanaged anyway, so, you know. I think what's left of Plan Site 2 will continue to have a fairly dedicated fan base for quite a while, just because of what it is. But the devs are really doing their utmost to kill it by not fixing the fucking crash bug. They had it fixed temporarily, and then they reintroduced it. And that's done more to hurt the game in the last 6 months or so than anything else has. It's part of the reason I stopped playing. Among a lot of other reasons, but that was kind of the be-all, end-all. That was like, why am I wasting my time here? it should land. It sucks. No. Yeah. Glad I decided not to even try the turn and just slammed on the brakes. It's probably the only thing that kept me out of the wreck there. I don't know, chat, what's on your mind? What's on chat's mind? Oh, I think there's a market for a game like Planetside. Wow, 85th on the board. That was a good stage. There's a market for a Planetside-like game. There's no developer that's willing to take the risk and investment on it. Because it doesn't make sense to invest in a Planetside-like game. Because of how fucking difficult it is to make work. And how hard a game like that is to monetize. And the fact that why would you invest in a game like Planetside when you can just make the next Call of Duty or yearly sports game or whatever that's gonna print way more money. Like it or not, gaming as a whole, on the like major corporate side of things, has moved past interesting, innovative games. The only place you're going to find that is in indie teams and some like AA teams. But like AAA devs don't care because the shareholders want money. Everyone's chasing to try and be this next big fad game, because that's kind of how games are these days now. A game will blow up for like a month, you know, a couple weeks to a month, and then people will move on, and it will usually get left with a reasonably decent core audience. But there are very few games that have survived that kind of fad explosion trend. And off the top of my head, I would probably call those games Fortnite, Overwatch, maybe Valorant, maybe. But that's kind of it. And I think COVID was a large part of that. But I mean, I guess you could argue Helldivers survived its initial fad blast as well. But I mean, think of all the games that blew up and just kind of faded. I mean, Fall Guys, Palworld, Among Us. I would kind of argue Lethal Company and Lethal likes, like content warning and whatnot. Repo, Peak. You know, think of all the games that blew up for like, you know, 2 weeks, and then, no, you're not supposed to play a single video game forever. But I think it's very noticeable that nowadays, you know, games will blow up for a couple weeks and then fall. I think friend slop has been a very, you know, it's kind of an icky word to use, but I think friend slop has been very damaging, especially to the indie industry. And by friend slop, I mean games like, you know, Lethal Company, Repo, Heat. Not that those games are inherently bad or poorly designed. There are a lot of games that, yeah, they can be more fun with friends. But what you're starting to see now is a lot of developers kind of just putting out cheap asset flips or just poorly made games. Out of the whole concept of, oh, it's you and 3 up to 4 friends doing wacky thing. I saw one on my Twitter feed not too long ago. It was like, the whole concept of it was like, it's you and 3 other people, and you're all trying to use the bathroom in this haunted mansion. Like, both the biggest advantage and biggest disadvantage of this modern fad-type game industry, or I don't really know the best way to put it, you know, this modern, like, kind of fad-driven environment, is that it allows for indie devs to blow up and get the recognition they deserve and put in the resources they deserve, like, you know, Lethal Company or Phasmophobia, or, you know, games like that, where they're, you know, innovative concepts. But the problem is also that has inspired a lot of really shitty practices, and people just trying to get rich off the latest concept. Like Friendslot. One of the biggest reasons I love Art of Rally and Fun Selector is entirely, like, as a dev team in its entirety, is they make the games they want to make. They're all, you know, uniquely styled games about car culture and racing culture. Absolute Drift is a perfect game. In fact, it's a pretty standard first indie entry, but it's a good indie entry. Art of Rally is an excellent rallying game that plays uniquely to other rally games, and like, you can feel the effort and care put into it. Golden Lap is a great game for, like, the golden age of F1. It's not a game I'm interested in personally, but I can acknowledge that it's really cool. And, like, Over the Hill is going to be a really cool, like, vibe for, like, crawling and off-roading. None of them are games that will do well on, like, a huge scale, but they're all well made. They feel good to play, and you can tell a lot of care has been put into them. The other problem with Friend Slop, Sable, is a lot of shitty Friend Slop is kind of hiding its lack of content and mechanics behind, you know, oh, you and your friends will make it goofier. Like, yeah, I'll probably be able to enjoy, you know, most games, regardless of how good they are, for like an hour or two with friends. Because, you know, oops. Because, yeah, of course, things are usually more fun with friends. And you can also kind of laugh at bad things. But if it's not well made, I'm going to drop it. Like, if there's just not enough there to keep the game interesting, it doesn't matter if all my friends play it, we're going to drop the game pretty quickly. And maybe that's fine for the developer, because they'll have gotten their, you know, $5 a copy or whatever. There's also some, like, cynicism in it too, because when you think about it, let's say I have me and 3 friends, so 4 people, we all spend $5 on a Friend Slot game, then we get 2 hours out of entertainment. You know, relatively speaking, $20 combined for 2 hours of entertainment isn't that bad when you put the cost against a movie, or, you know, a movie or like a Netflix series or whatever. But I think it also comes with different expectations. I don't expect a game to be played forever. Not at all. But, you know, if I put... There's an expectation that me paying $10, $20, $30, $40, $50 for a game is worth to me. I have a mental expectation of what a given... Damn. I have a mental expectation of what a given game price is worth to me. I think it's possible. Bilk, okay, whatever. I'm just changing your name whenever I feel like it. I think it's possible, but I also think the fact that there's been such a large explosion in, you know, co-op, 4-player game featuring, you know, mechanically repetitive tasks where you have to meet increasingly tough quotas definitely stems out of Lethal Company, Content Warning, and Repo. which I would consider the three main games within. I wouldn't consider them friend swap, but they're kind of the founders of friend swap, if that makes sense. Lethal, Repo, and Content Warning are all solid enough games to stand on their own. But there's been so many that have come out within the last year, 2 years, that, you know, it's just not interesting. Like, take the Long Drive that came out, or the RV, it's RV there yet, that's what it's called, I think. Where it's, you know, oh, you drive an RV with more friends through it. Like, it's an interesting concept, but there's really not enough there besides, oh, it's you and your friends going through a wacky adventure. There's not really enough there. Or like simulator games kind of thing. You know, you can make... There we go, finally the fusion achievement's done. You can make a game monotonous by design. That's what most simulators are, let's be real. But you still have to make them interesting to play, or have some long-term payoff. Of course, the very last stage of my fucking career is Germany. God damn it. Like, Power Wash Simulator is mechanically an extremely repetitive game. But, you know, it's the level design and the variety of levels. And, you know, the kind of amusing writing that makes Power Wash Simulator feel nice and chill to play. You know, it's monotonous, but it's crafted and made in a way that makes it still enjoyable and relaxing to play. Even though fundamentally all you're doing is washing pixels on the screen. There's enough around that to make the game, you know, enjoyable to play for those who are into that. Or like Euro Truck Simulator. Ultimately, the game is just fucking driving a truck from A to B. But it's well made enough and there's enough going on there for people to enjoy that gameplay. A game doesn't have to do everything right, or have like the strongest gameplay or the strongest mechanics to make it worth playing and interesting to keep playing. But it has to at least have something to keep you there. And a lot of friend swap doesn't have that. Outside of it's you and a couple of friends in a zany situation. You kind of get what I mean? I have never played a Ghost Simulator, and I'm not about to try. I mean, hell, you can even extrapolate this to most shooter games. Ultimately, most FPS games are just, here's a map, here's you against, like, say, a 5v5. But usually it's their mechanics or having things to work towards or the feel of the game that makes it fun to keep playing. Look at fucking Counter-Strike or Team Fortress. Counter-Strike has changed, relatively speaking, Counter-Strike has changed very little over the years. But it's such a simple, mechanically well-defined game with great map design that it has a very dedicated community. Show someone Dust 2 from 1.6 and Dust 2 from CS2, and realistically, they're going to be able to figure their way around it. But despite that, like, 1.6, Source, Global Offensive, and 2 all play differently from each other. I didn't see that. That's such an unfortunate rock placement. in a way that makes, I mean, maybe not so much Global Offensive versus 2 in terms of raw gameplay, but even then, like, 1.6 Source and 2 all play differently enough that there's reasons to justify playing any of them. I mean, look at League. League has, what, one map and has, what, had one map for the last, what, 15 years? But the core game is set up well enough, and the champions are set up well enough, and it has a constant influx of new shit to play, that it stays alive. It has an extremely dedicated esports community. Like, I hate League as much as the next person, but you... It's not the first time that corner's fucked me up today. Like, I hate League, but it is very well designed for what it is. There's a reason it's as popular as it is. Like, for as much as I shit on games like Overwatch or Rivals or Valorant or whatever, there's reasons they're as popular as they are. And it's because there's evidently something about them that's worth playing. Whereas with FriendSwap, I don't see that. I can't imagine someone putting 20 hours in the latest FriendSwap game of the month, the same way I can imagine them easily dropping 20 hours in, like, Overwatch. Or, you know, a story-based game. And that's fine, not every game has to be 20 hours long or be infinitely replayable. Some of my favorite games that I've played are visual novels that I've played through once, like VA11 Halle. And I have no desire to revisit it, and it only took me probably about 8 hours to complete. But it was extremely well written and made. I don't know. I think my problem just is that it feels like a lot of the latest FriendSwap games just don't have any real passion behind them. And maybe they do, and maybe I'm just completely wrong. But the environment they're being created in now is not really conductive to being perceived that way. It'd be one thing if we only got like 1 or 2 notable FriendSwap games a year, but when we're getting them every single month, it's like, oh, okay, buddy. Come on. That is not bad enough of a cut to get a reset. Whatever. Yeah, Sable, I know reading is hard for you. I've seen how you play Genshin. What was March's FriendSwap game? I did see Bokoan 1 upload a video on a FriendSwap game that was like 4 aliens at an American gas station in the mountains, trying to blend in with the locals while collecting, like, information on humans. I wouldn't know if it blew up or not, but that was, like, the FriendSwap game of the month that I saw. FriendSwap is definitely kind of falling out. I think people got tired of it after, you know, Lethal Repo Content Warning, Phasmophobia all came out. Not as much Phasmophobia, but like Lethal Repo Content Warning all came out within, what, 6 months of each other? And all got played to death. Peak, I guess, probably would have been the most recent, like, major. What's it called, Peak? It's the one where you have to climb the mountain in the low poly art style. That's probably the most recent, like, big FriendSwap, but even that's, like, enough of an interesting idea that I wouldn't really consider it FriendSwap. I think the way I would describe FriendSwap is it's a game that almost entirely relies on people to make the game fun, not the game itself being fun. a shitty game can still be fun to play with people. But if the game itself isn't fun to play, that's a problem. Lethal Company, Repo, Phasmophobia all stand on their own as solo games if you wish to play them that way. But some friend slot doesn't stand up on its own. If you play a game alone for 5 minutes and think, what the hell am I doing? It's usually not a good idea. It's usually not a good thing. Not that there's anything wrong with enjoying friend swap. I just think it's an unfortunate direction the indie game scene is taken as a result of the pandemic and how games have gone in like fads. And I'm not gonna say me and my friends aren't immune to it either. We bought Fast Food Simulator when it was kind of a thing, like 2 years ago. We played it, we put about maybe 10 hours into it, and we never touched it again. It was not a very great game. I mean, we enjoyed our time with it, but, you know, technically speaking, it was not, you know, a particularly well-made game. Alright, very last stage of the campaign. Let's not try to cock it up too bad. I don't know, I'm not generally in tune with whatever the big streamers are playing lately, so. Most of the content creators I watch are on the smaller side, or don't engage in that kind of thing. My Twitter feed is almost exclusively anime art. My Reddit feed is almost exclusively games or, like, subjects I'm interested in. So I don't know what it is lately. Oh, clean stage. $133rd on the board, not bad at all. Just like that. We're done. That is the campaign done. Let's see, what are the bonus liveries for the very last? There's a livery for the liftback. That's kind of a cool gradient, I like that. And a bonus livery for Fun Selector's van. That makes sense. Oh. That's a tease for Golden Lap. It's done. Alright, so over here, I want to get some achievements. Namely, I want to get the achievement for driving the original on Japan. Oh, this feels. Oh, this car feels way loose. Even compared to the other real drive cars in this class. I imagine that's very intentional. And I want to drive Fun Selector's van as well for a stage. Just to see how it handles. Anyway, the game is done. I have to say, very enjoyed it. I mean, I already reviewed it. And, legendary culture cars within the past decade. I would say BRZ and GT86 for sure. BRZ, GT86, for sure. Those are the first two that immediately come to mind. I could see the Mark V Super getting up there. I don't think it will surpass the Mark IV Super, but I could see the Mark V Super becoming fairly popular. I think in a bad way, the Cybertruck. I'm biased towards hot hatches, but I would be surprised if one of the, either the Marks, maybe not the Mark 8, but I would be surprised if the Mark 7 GTI doesn't end up being fairly popular. Do I need to drive at night for that achievement? Or does it fire when I actually complete the rally? Let's see, achievements. Yeah, it has to be at night. Damn. Oh, these are literally the only 2 achievements left, okay. Japan. I'll do this stage. Night, group 4. Yeah, GT86 and BRZ are like the big 2. Mark V Super I would probably put up there. Maybe the Civic Type R, especially since, you know, these are the first Civic Type Rs they've gotten in the West. I'd have to reach and dig around in my brain. I don't know, the problem is a lot of not hobbyists, but, you know, enthusiast cars are going away. Just because it's easier for manufacturers to, and it's easier and more profitable for manufacturers in the West to make SUVs and pickups. So I would say there's going to be less iconic cars by virtue of there just being less enthusiast cars being made. I can see either Civic, to be honest. I think one or both of the Type Rs as a whole could end up being car culture cars. I think the GTI as a whole has always been a car culture car, and I don't expect that to change anytime soon. Specifically the Mark V Golf R, the R32 Golf R, I would probably put as probably perhaps the most kind of popular Golf R. Hellcat is a big one. So was Demon. Both Hellcat and Demon. For kind of both being the two big, colossal, stupid muscle cars. If the new Impreza is good, I could potentially see Imprezas. The Mark V Golf is 20. That gen started in 05, I think, off the top of my head. So I have an 07 GTI. But also, mentally, like, it's hard to think of 20 years ago was 2006. Alright, I wanted to try a stage in... I'll just run a short stage, but I wanted to try a stage in Fun Selector's van. In a really strange roundabout way, I could actually kind of see the Volkswagen Buzz, like the electric bus, being popular. just because of how unique it is. Well, this sure handles like I would expect a fucking Ford Transit to handle, that's for sure. There we go, I'm 26th on the board and fun selectors, man. Well, damn. The last achievement I have to get is for 1,000 stages. And I'm a quarter of the way done. So it's going to be a while if I ever want to grind that out. I think a bit of both ironic, popular, and because it is still an interesting car. The bus is pretty unique. Potentially the Cadillac Blackwings. They're pretty neat. I don't know, it's hard to think of many recently. Many stuff specifically within like 2016 to 2026 that comes to mind. Anyway, that's a good question. I'm gonna have to think about that. But I'm gonna call it here because it's close-ish to midnight, and usually I don't stream this long, but I really wanted to get that done. I don't know what I'll stream next. I'll have to figure out some games. So, farewell.